Hi everyone, I hope you've been having a good day. I've been having a very good day. I've recently been reflecting on my life. I've been reflecting on my past, reminiscing on very cherished and treasured memories that bring me comfort and solace in moments of despair. These are memories that I store in my heart and that bring lots of warmth when I am just going through it. And I've been reminiscing on those memories, and I've been reflecting on the different people that I've met in my life, the people that have been mentors and guides and gurus and have invited me to explore a version of myself that I had previously been unaware of. They have opened the door to knowing myself more deeply, and they have through those conversations or through the lessons that I learned in that connection, and I was able to grow and discover a new point of view, a different perspective, a new me. Discover my limitations, but also discover my strengths and where I excel. Some of these people that I've met on my journey, I've only been able to talk to them or connect with them for a brief period of time, and then either because of distance or circumstance, you lose connection or you stop talking, or the connection just tapers off and fades. And I used to grieve those connections because those people taught me a lot about myself, the good and the bad. Well, I would obviously grieve the good connections because they taught me something beautiful about myself, but the bad connections, or the gurus that were disguised as not so good people, taught me something valuable as well about my life. And their actions, in a twisted way, shaped me because I was able to become more emotionally astute and more aware of my surroundings and how to play this game called life, and just to be careful. And so I'm grateful for the bad people. I'm not saying that I'm happy that I had those connections, or I'm happy that certain things that happened, that, oh, I'm so happy about that. But I'm grateful for the lessons that I learned. But as I was saying, I used to grieve the good connections that would eventually fade away, and that I would never talk to them or see them ever again, like knowing that I would never see them or talk to them again, or, just, we have phones and everything, but people get busy and you just lose touch. And I would grieve those connections because I was very grateful, and I still am. I am very grateful for all those people, specifically the good people that taught me such a beautiful lesson, or lessons, many lessons about me, about the world, about humans. And I used to be sad about that, but I also know that not everyone is meant to walk with you on your journey forever. Some people, you know what they say, some people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And many of my gurus, and I call them gurus because they really have shown me something just that I would consider enlightening, and have shattered certain illusions that I previously had. And sometimes it's not even having a conversation with those people, but just seeing the way people live, or seeing the different traditions and cultures. And traveling has opened that door, right? I have been able to shatter many illusions about myself, about the world, about people, about society. And some of those gurus I haven't even had a conversation with them. They have just shown up in my life, and I've just observed them. But nevertheless, their impact has been very significant in my life. However, there have been people that I have connected with and eventually lost touch with, and I would grieve that. But I have learned that, as I was saying, not everybody is meant to be with you forever. Not everybody is meant to walk with you on your journey forever. And some people come into your life for a short period of time, but in that period of time, you quickly learn something about yourself, or you shatter an illusion, or you break away from a certain perspective, and then they're gone. And you know, what's that one saying? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And when the student is really ready, the teacher will disappear. And I think I've talked about it. That's in the Tao. But I think I've talked about it in another video about people coming into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I have experienced that in my own life, where that person or those groups of people have taught me something about myself, something about humans, something about life, and then they were gone. But that doesn't take away the significant impact that they had in my life, and the lessons that they taught me about the world I will carry with me for the rest of my life. Life is one strange trip. It really, really, really is. What's that Grateful Dead song? What a long, strange trip it's been, right? Truckin'. And it really has been one long, strange trip so far. I'm just so grateful to be here. I really am. And I hope all humans get to feel that satisfaction in their lives, where they're happy where they're at least once in their life. Because, you know, life throws all kinds of curve balls your way, and then you get distracted, and then you have to deal with the drama of life. And I know that I'm gonna get thrown a curveball, and I'm gonna have to learn from that. And as I was talking about it in a different video about levels and having to play these levels, and each level has new challenges, each new level has new challenges, and you learn to become more astute and nimble, right? And just agile. It's the same with life, where it's kind of like this video game where you're constantly leveling up, reaching new levels, and in the new level, in the new perspective that you find yourself in, that new perspective gets challenged, and the circumstances of life are your teachers, or your guru, right? They are what gets you closer to that connection with God, in my opinion. But I hope that all humans can one day just, whatever level they find themselves in, they can sit down and just reflect on their life and say to themselves, well, I've tried my best and I'm happy where I'm at. I'll still keep playing these levels, and I know that I still have more levels to go and more things to achieve and more things to learn about my life. But I'm happy to have played all the levels that I have played so far, and I'm happy to have come this far and be here. And right now, I have everything I need. I have myself. And that's so easy to lose. It's so easy to lose yourself, because this society will shame you for being yourself, because it's a society where you have to be muted and polished and professional, and you have to fit a certain box, right? It's kind of like the corporate world. It's coded, male, pale, and stale, right? And that's life in general. It's pretty much coded, male, pale, and stale. And you have to conform to that. And the challenges in life constantly test your ability to stay true to yourself, true to who you are. Is this challenge going to bring you to your knees, and are you going to conform? Or will you stick to your authentic self? And I think we're constantly, in each new level, we constantly have to. That's one of the fights, right? That's one of the challenges. It's one of the struggles. But I'm here, and I'm still trucking. I'm still trucking. And I'm still trying my best to stay true to myself without conforming or pigeonholing myself. Not because I want to be different or be seen as different. Not because I want other people to label me as weird or eccentric or different, right? Not because of other people's approval or disapproval or what other people have to say. I'm not doing this for other people. I'm doing this for myself. I want to discover who I was meant to be. I want to discover what this vehicle, what potential this vehicle has, and what potential this perspective has. I want to explore that, and I don't want that to get muddied by society, you know. It's not about being different or, you know, caring about what other people have to say about me. I have learned that, or maybe I just got unlucky in life, where when I conformed and I started following the crowd, or just conforming and hopping on that bandwagon, there was always something wrong with me, and I always had to conform, and so the conformity never stopped. I would conform, but then there were deeper levels of conforming that I had to meet. And so, if that makes sense. And so I was always left unsatisfied because I had to have the best clothes, or the best shoes, or be aware of the latest trend, or have the latest gadgets, or, you know, and just, you know, that eventually becomes obsolete, and then you have to follow the trend again and again, and it's this hamster wheel that you never get out of. I mean, you can, once you stop running and you get out of that hamster wheel, but a lot of people become so, I guess, blinded or hypnotized by the hamster wheel that it's hard for them to stop running and just be happy with what they've got. I'm so happy. I really am. I know I don't look happy, but I guess it's not about how you look or what emotion you're able to express, what facial expression, but it's just this knowing that you're in the right place, right? You're staying true to yourself, and you're going to fight to stay true to yourself amidst the challenges that you have to navigate. And it's hard because it's so easy to conform. It really is. And you become so tempted to lose yourself. But I'm still fighting, and I'm still, you know, playing the game of life. And I am still discovering new versions of myself, and I'm on that discovery quest. And I'm discovering who this vehicle is, what this vehicle was meant to do in this lifetime, what are this vehicle's limitations, what's this vehicle's strengths and capabilities, and where does this vehicle excel? Where does this vehicle get triggered, right? And so I'm discovering who I am as a human. Because I know I have a limited time here. So, you do too. So, go on that discovery quest, okay? And you'll be tempted to lose yourself and conform and pigeonhole yourself, but don't. Don't. And if you need to take a break and go somewhere where you're alone, or just go on a little mini retreat or something, then do so, to be able to recalibrate and reflect and see that you're not the problem. You shouldn't be ashamed of being yourself. Okay? So, stay true to yourself. Go on that discovery quest to explore who you are. Explore your potential, what you can do in this body, what you can do in this lifetime, in this circumstance, in 2025, what you can do in this human vehicle. Okay? So, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a great journey. Peace and love. Bye.